Want to go to Salt Lake City? We got you covered. You might not think that Utah is a place that you'd want to go and visit one day, but if you go to the right spots, not unlike any other state or country, you'll find that there is a lot to do and enjoy. You just have to know where to look. Salt Lake City is one such place that may not seem like a spot you want to go to or need to go to, but it actually has a lot to offer for those who like different kinds of fun. And we'll show you some examples. Number 10, Temple Square. Although Temple Square is one of the top highlights of Salt Lake City, it's in the midst of a massive 6-year restoration project, and many areas will be closed until 2024. Buildings are being upgraded, and in some cases completely replaced, and a new tunnel is being installed to improve access and pedestrian flow. It is expected that the North Visitors Center, Tabernacle, Assembly Hall, and the Joseph Hall Memorial Building will remain open. The Temple building will be closed. So before your visit, check to see the latest updates on the Temple website. Temple Square is the holy place of the Mormons. Spread out over 35 acres, you'll find beautiful flowering trees, colorful flower beds, fountains, and 4 key Mormon buildings: the Mormon Temple, the Mormon Tabernacle, the Temple Annex, and the Assembly Hall. In addition to these spectacular buildings, you'll also come across several historical monuments, highlighting important people and events in the faith. For a more in-depth understanding of the Church of Latter-day Saints, visit one of the 2 information centers at the entrances to the square. They supply information, and staff are more than happy to answer questions about the doctrines and the history of the Mormon faith and the area. This is a peaceful place to simply wander around, particularly in spring and summer when the flowers and trees are in bloom. Several well-regarded restaurants in this area make some good lunch stops. Number 9, Mormon Temple. One of the most iconic Salt Lake City landmarks is the Mormon Temple. Designed and built in the unique Mormon style, this stunning building was constructed between 1853 and 1893. At each end of this huge granite structure are 3 towers, the highest of which at the east end bears a 13-foot-high gilded figure of the angel Moroni. The temple may be entered only by Mormons, but very detailed models of the spectacular interior are on display at the North Visitors Center that are open to all. Number 8, Natural History Museum of Utah. The Natural History Museum of Utah is a wonderful family activity or something to do on a colder, rainy day in Salt Lake City. Housed in a spectacular copper-clad concrete building with soaring spaces, the museum has more than 40,000 square feet of displays and educational facilities with 1.6 million objects in its collection. Approximately 5,000 items are on display at any given time, and some of the highlights include the digital globe, dinosaur fossils, and a 3-story indoor canyon. There are 7 permanent collections including paleontology, anthropology, entomology, vertebrate zoology, mineralogy, botany, and malacology, the study of mollusks. The views from the observation deck out across the city and valley are spectacular. Next to the Natural History Museum is Red Butte Garden, a very popular attraction with locals. It is worth a stop if you are visiting in spring. The garden is known for its spring blooms. Number 7, Ski Resorts. If you love to ski, Salt Lake City is a destination that should be on your list of places to visit. Within easy reach of the city are the ski resorts of Park City, Deer Valley, Snowbird, Alta, Brighton, Solitude, Snow Basin, Powder Mountain, and Sundance. And just up Interstate 80, you'll find the resorts of Park City and Deer Valley. If you prefer smaller resorts, Alta and Snowbird are up the Little Cottonwood Valley via Highway 210. Both drives are twisty and scenic as they take you into the heart of the jagged Wasatch Range. Solitude and Brighton are north over the ridge in Big Cottonwood Valley, only a few miles away as the crow flies, but over an hour by road. If you head north of Salt Lake City for about an hour, you'll find 2 lesser-known but still amazing resorts: Snow Basin and Powder Mountain. Snow Basin is an ideal destination if you love skiing but hate crowds. It's rarely too busy, and the lift infrastructure is excellent as it was one of the host mountains of the 2002 Winter Olympics. Powder Mountain has the largest skiable terrain of all resorts in the United States and limits the number of skiers on the mountain at 1,000. For those who prefer a smaller and historic ski resort, head an hour south of Salt Lake City to Sundance, started in 1969 and made famous by actor Robert Redford. For skiers and boarders watching their pennies, Salt Lake City is a great base, with a good assortment of cheap and mid-range hotels and a wide variety of restaurants. This makes SLC a good alternative to staying at the resort, while you'll pay tourist prices versus local prices in town. One often overlooked advantage of staying in Salt Lake City is the lower elevation, which will limit the effects of the altitude. Number 6. State Capitol. Set 300 feet above the city at the north end of State Street on Capitol Hill is the Utah State Capitol. This towering neoclassical domed building houses the House of Representatives, Senate, and Supreme Court of Utah. The interior is known for its marble rotunda, the Golden Room, the Governor's Reception Room, and a small gallery with changing exhibits. Along the main hallways are wall panels showing the development and history of Utah through the ages. You can walk the building on your own or make a booking for a guided tour. Be sure to look up to the paintings on the ceiling and don't miss the view out over the city to the snow-capped mountains from the top of the main exterior staircase. Number 5. Mormon Tabernacle. The Tabernacle is a massive oval building with a dome perched on 44 sandstone piers. The sober interior with seating for over 6,500 people is noted for its fine acoustics. Free tours are offered throughout the day, and an interesting example of the acoustics is performed. If you are lucky, you may also be able to attend a free performance or recital which take place on a regular basis. At the west end is the gallery for the celebrated Tabernacle Choir, and above it is the great organ with an astounding 11,623 pipes. Number 4. This is the Place Heritage Park. When, after the Mormons' 1,300-mile-long trek, Brigham Young emerged from Emigration Canyon and saw the valley of his visions, he exclaimed, "This is the place!" This park makes an ideal family outing and is just 15 minutes from downtown Salt Lake City. The park traces the history of the early pioneers and settlers to Utah in the mid-19th century. But some of the fun things to do here include pony rides, train rides, and a splash pad called the Irrigation Station. You can even dig for gold at the Treasure House. One of the main features at the park is This is the Place Monument, a huge sculpture created in 1947 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Mormons' arrival in Salt Lake City. The park also includes the Old Desert Village, a living history museum built to resemble a typical mid-19th century Mormon community. Number 3. Joseph Smith Memorial Building. One of the main buildings in Temple Square is the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. Constructed in 1911 and originally known as the Hotel Utah, it was later renamed in honor of the first president of the Mormon Church. The building is 10 stories high and is made with glazed terracotta bricks, which shine in the strong Utah sun. It's well worth stepping inside to see features like the marble columns, art glass, and the grand staircase. On site are the Legacy Theater, conference rooms, the Family Search Center, and 3 restaurants, including one on the 10th floor called Rooftop, which offers exceptional views over Temple Square and the city. Number 2. Liberty Park. Spread out over more than 80 acres, Liberty Park is Salt Lake City's largest public park and home to a variety of recreational activities. This green space is a lovely nature retreat with mature trees, and many residents come here in summer to picnic or relax under the shady canopy of leaves. Ideal for a family outing, the park has numerous things to do, including tennis courts, bocce ball courts, basketball courts, and a public swimming pool. Fitness buffs can take advantage of the 2 jogging paths, one paved and one covered by wood chips. The park is also home to Tracy Aviary. The park is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, as is Chase Mill on the edge of Tracy Aviary. Built in 1852, Chase Mill is the oldest commercial building in the state. Number 1. Tracy Aviary. On the south side of Liberty Park is the Tracy Aviary, with a large variety of birds from North America and other parts of the world. One of the world's oldest aviaries, it was established in 1938 by a local resident. Perfect for families, the Tracy Aviary has 19 indoor and outdoor exhibits spread across a wide area. So be sure to see Andy, the Andine condor, one of the aviary's highlights. This huge bird has a wingspan of nearly 11 feet. Every hour, there is a nose-to-beak animal show led by naturalists, and these range from hawk soaring above your head to hand-feeding a pelican. There is a small fee to participate in these sessions. Longer and more intensive sessions are available for a higher fee. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at Salt Lake City and all that it has to offer you if you decide to go there? Do you think that there is something shown to you today that might get you to go to the city? What about the state of Utah as a whole? Would you like to visit in full one day? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you next time on the channel.